So I'm here with Patrick and Caroline of Chairlift. They're playing the Sound Clash Festival tonight, and we're super thrilled to have them here at Harbourfront Centre. Harbourfront Centre is definitely an organization that really celebrates the multiplicities of cultures from around the world. And so I'm going to start. My first question is, what was the inspiration, or where did the idea come from to translate I Belong in Your Arms fully into Japanese?
That song is, for anyone that hasn't heard it before, it's a pop song, and it's a love song, and it's very prettier end of the Chairlift spectrum. And when we were writing it, I always imagined the kind of story unfolding as kind of a crush for a Japanese schoolgirl, like pink swirling cherry blossoms. You know, there's something kind of excessive about that song too that kind of reminds me of like one of those Japanese cartoons where like it's so over the top pretty that it's kind of like disturbing. So I called up my friend Juri Onuki, who's actually does English to Japanese translation as a job, and I was like, hey, I want to do this song in Japanese. And we sat down. We actually worked on the translation for 2 days because that song has the lyrics really kind of broken up into fragments, and we wanted to maintain that kind of fragmented feeling, even in Japanese, but like in kind of a playful, euphoric way. So I think the Japanese translation actually ended up being even nicer than the English translation, just because we understood the essence of the song better.
Were there any moments going through the translation that you didn't quite think it would fit?
And you would never guess what it was, but in I Belong in Your Arms, I say banana split. And she was like, oh, well, we'll just say banana spuritu. And I was like, no, because to the Japanese, the banana split is exotic. It's an American thing. And to us, when I say banana split, it refers to this kind of 1950s, I Love Lucy, coupley diner. It's very familiar, so it's got to be something that evokes the same kind of familiarity for the Japanese. And we went through a ton of things, and then finally we settled on kakigori, which is this kind of like crushed ice dessert that, you know, children have, but also couples will get on dates.
What country that you guys have played in do you think has been most welcoming?
Australia.
Wow, hands down, both answering at the same time.
We were on a plane to Australia when our record came out, our last record came out, and at our first show there the next day, people, or I guess it was like a week later, people already knew the lyrics and were singing along the songs with us, and that just was super emotional for us, because we spent like a year and a half working on the album. We didn't even know if people knew who we were anymore or cared, and then to land and have that kind of reception was just really exciting.
Tonight, Boundary is opening for you guys. Who's an artist that you would love to tour with?
I am obsessed with this band from Brooklyn called Twin Sister. They have a new album that's going to come out soon. I haven't even heard the record, but I've just heard it played live, and it sounds so good live that I think they're going to be like, once they get their show together, I think it's going to be the ultimate festival set, because it's like everything you want to see at a festival show, like insanely transcendental alien costuming plus the tightest funk session playing you've ever heard from our generation. So I keep your eyes up for Twin Sister.
Wonderful.